Doesn't it feel like hell is crashing on itself? I don't claim to be no saint. I've done so many painful things to people, you know? Things I wouldn't even want to wish on myself, but I guess I did wish it on myself. You know, manifestation and all. Don't want to really write the world off, you know? There's always something to save. There's always someone to save. But sometimes saving can be painful to someone, and you not even know it. I don't like speaking of other people's problems that much, unless it's something to learn from, you know? Growing up, world got dark. Everything got dark. Years ago, some told me it could easily go. Hmm. Quotes like, you lose it how you got it. If a Mason is ever good at something, the best thing would be wordplay, phonetics, power of words, and no intent. For anybody out there, I pray that all of y'all are safe. And I'm not saying I'm safe either, not by far. If anything, I'm always willing to accept what I've done. Proper parenting is key. Lessons can be learned through pain as well, because failure is a really good teacher. But to persevere against your first mind, gut feeling, something like that, that you shouldn't have done it. People would take advantage of your principles. I grew up fast. I didn't want to wish that on my son. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's just I had a point where I didn't care about marriage, and you know, you just play around. That was my cross. Good few years of my own activity. No gun pointed towards me. Nothing but smiles and dreams of more smiles. Wanting to see everybody happy, even if it costs me. I had no idea where that came from. Where the hell that came from? To do good as if I was fearfully being obedient. It becomes such a painful lesson, not only for me, but those that are also given false information. Because if you don't know the truth, you ain't speaking the truth. You're not trying to rectify anything. You're not trying to make things right. You're not trying to give a last deposition of who you are. Because everybody's opinion is already solidified within them. I grew up around a loving family of sorts, or what it looked like. Things I just thought were dreams seem to be recollections of memories, past and future, to see how things happen. Many times, ever since I was old enough to remember I could dream, experiencing nightmares in dark places, strange movements. I just took it as regular sleep paralysis, studied myself, recall memories all the way back until I was the age of 2. That confirmed. bathing, as a baby with my grandma. Being in cold places, dark, but I had got comfortable at one point, complacent, or used to it. Adapted it. It's like when you grow up in a place and you realize it's not that people are stuck in their hometown. You just have those that are placed there. I always had dreams of my own depth, and there were so many of them. Probably three. I can remember. Dream of a monster truck. I wasn't scared of the monster truck itself. It's the person in it. It was just like a, I used to call it, I used to call it like a goblin boogie monster. You ever get the feeling and follow? I mean, I know people get that feeling. But if y'all know me, let me reintroduce myself. I'm Shannon Pratt. My name is Shannon Pratt. I am not suicidal, but have definitely been in situations that have pushed other people to the brinks, depths of hell, Hades, all of them. You know, you never could actually tell all the way if it was real or fake. But for me, I, I just feel like I simply denied myself of those types of things, being told, hey, that's childish, grow up. I definitely rushed myself to grow up following them. Like, damn, I gotta be obedient. It was like that. One of those fairy tale stories. I don't know. Somebody can probably pull it up or something. But mm, just completely obedient. It's like as soon as somebody says something, it's just bam, doing it. No questions asked until after it's done. I was always backwards like that. Instead of asking questions beforehand, get a better grasp of the goal. Not my goal. My goal is to get whatever you ask of me done. But your goal, how to put it, like why? What reason? What would you get out of it? All right, monster truck, first nightmare, my death. Second one, uh, I mean, from that point on, that was kind of like I don't know how to put it. Like 3 to 9, 3 to 6, 3 to 6 to 9 different nightmares every day, and I, I got tired of it. I got tired of all those little nightmares. I was like, man, this is ridiculous. I can't stop myself from doing this and doing that in my dream and reacting a certain way and just me waking up, if I can remember my dream, arguing with myself about my dream. Like, why you know if it was you, you would have did. Still, at that point, I I was still within negative space, a negative headspace, unaware. You know, I thought it was love. I thought it was caring. I thought it was nurturing, and it truly was. You don't learn lessons like that dealing with regular people. I don't know how to put. I mean, they regular too. It's just Masons or something. I've denied. I want to say 1 to 3 Black Card memberships. For everybody who remember that from back in the day, the unlimited credit. I was like, I was still
in a very immature headspace. I want cash. Give me cash. Like, what was that supposed to matter? I didn't even want that. I didn't really care for money like talking about it. I cared for how everybody else valued it. Going to the candy lady store. She wants 25 cents, you know. That's how it used to be back in the day. Or at least in my day. And when you see other people smile at you for making your first dollar, you'd be like, man, I like I like how people look at me for making this dollar, making this buck. I want to keep seeing those smiles. And after a while, them smiles fade. Everybody want more and more. And I can't blame them. When I was a kid, I used to do the same thing. Always bugging, grandma, mom, somebody for some change so I can go to school, get some candy. And whenever you ain't got no candy money, I took it as me being straight up a kid. It feels more constructed now, well put together, almost genius level mathematically placed into order till this very time right now. 2211. That's the time. And I'm talking about really going from wanting to see everybody smile with money because you're just young and like everybody value this to such a degree, it makes everybody else smile. Let me do what I can. And then we start growing up a little bit, because you acting childish. Grow up. You start looking at bills. Don't get me wrong, bills can be crushing, but I just when I think about bills, I think about it in such a from such a childish standpoint, I guess, as everybody would put it, would be like, well, why don't you just let everybody not be broke? Why does everybody have to struggle? And it's, I don't know, competition validation or something. Uh, One up, and I don't know. It's a spirit about it. I can't. I'm not putting the right words to it right now, but I'm certain somebody would. I'm certain somebody can put that better together than I am right now. All right, so after Nightmare One became like a Nightmare One Part Two, Part Three, Part Four, Part Five. I done ran that same dream about 16 different times until eventually it stopped. Uh, the other nightmares behind that, it was just, like I was saying, 3, 6 to 9 different nightmares a night. Just, I'm just trying to sleep through it all. Surprised I didn't piss myself. As heavy of a sleeper as I was. just like that. Had to get that off my chest. Uh, I don't know. It was just something like a childlike immune booster, sucker sucker dot dot, cootie shot, I always felt like the booger kind of solidified it, kind of like a pill. It was weird. Everybody had different ways of playing mommy and daddy when they were young. But like within your own city, it feels like everybody was just in on this big secret, and all I could do is just, you know, not physically, but I guess like word collection placed together, just look at everybody else, laugh, and have a good time as I'm outside, homeless, just trying to make it through the forest. I never wanted to get divorced. Don't get me wrong. That's what I was saying. You know, be careful the people attend who may easily want to take advantage of your principles. Like I was saying for myself, I grew up a bastard, and I did not want my son to grow up the same way as I did. I never was the type that just said, "Where's daddy at?" You know, till one day, just some random day, I can barely remember. I want to say I was like probably 4 or 5 years old. This dude came over, red car. I'm like, dad. And he just froze up, looked at me like, who this little man? you know, my mom sat him down, and then I was sent into the room. I can just hear certain words. I wasn't trying to listen in. I wasn't trying to be nosy. I could just hear them, and it was like, I could see how he pointed you out. Maybe I was arrogant. Maybe I was right. Never wanted to be right about it. But at the same time, after years of studying before I met him, my own things, it was just, I just wanted to be proven wrong. I didn't want to be right about any of those things I was learning. And I even called myself that too, truly. took those names up and wore them as some kind of badge of honor when I didn't even want it. Thinking, what's gonna make me look cool? What's gonna change me from being this nerdy kid like person who's sickly, crippled? Hmm. I wanted to be wrong about everything I started finding out on my own. Years of collections and remembering everybody, everyone, words. Maybe not all the words, but it'll be like something that just constantly replayed in my head. During the time, I was still having those nightmares. So I called them my friends, my best friends, mother, father. Okay, so came back out of the room. Continuation from the story. After I called this one person my dad. After I never said it to anybody. I grew up in the neighborhood. I watched comedy and I actually seen one or two, a few, you know, say the same thing. Even one say two. And that was so painful to hear. Strikingly painful for me to hear. As a child, some random child, teen mom, just chilling at her house. Hear the child say it off in the distance, and I almost laughed. No, or I probably did laugh. I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember if I did. Oh no, no, I didn't. I didn't laugh. By the time I seen him, comedy shows and everything, kind of got stale on that, making fun of kids running around. And my daddy, who my daddy? What my mama? Who my mama? You laugh at so many of them until you see so many interpretations on the movies, and you just like, damn. If I ain't experienced that, someone else has. Why would I laugh at them? But this time I did. I was still young. Those demons were my friends. That's what I called them. And sometimes, even knowingly, if something happened, still wanted to give him an olive branch. And I guess my problem was is I never made my intent clear. I always valued a new person that I would meet at, I guess, a respect level of zero. If you're brand new, I don't know you. I'm not gonna do you harm until you try to do me harm. I'm not gonna, you know, be an actor, becoming a reactor. In this world, you got plants and stuff, power plants. Like I was saying, if anybody created this up, that's a mathematical genius that I would give props to, at least because, like I mentioned, my my dreams, doing one dream 16 times, then 3 to 9 a night for like almost. hmm, I think maybe 2 or 3 years, maybe, of bombardments of that. And after that, it was, the more significant ones. Places like where I grew up in, being set ablaze in fire. UN trucks, United Nations trucks, mowing people down. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm guilty of even my part, even in the dreams. I played a part in some part, or I was either a major player, leading the charge, or in the middle somewhere. It was surreal, just different versions. So let me tell you about the beginning of that one for me. Um, in my grandma's old house before it got burned down, and uh, I have a dream where it's like I'm waking up off the couch, and I'm sleeping in a room that I'm not supposed to be sleeping in. So grandma got her china room, a lot of expensive china dolls, and the little geisha curtains and stuff like that. A lot of Asian stuff in there, and it kind of fascinated me when I was young, seeing all that Oriental stuff. You know, almost like stopping and looking at it and watching a picture on the wall, textures on the blankets, dance, waver. just like it's life to it, motion to it, even though there's no motion to it. I want it to be wrong. I want it to be proven wrong on so many levels to to feel that this is not what it is. As soon as I wipe that tear away, it feels like no one come flooding in. Let me get back to this. So, having nightmares in a plethora. When I was young, I used to read my mom's college books, and I'm not bragging about that whatsoever. I never knew anything was special about it at all, whatsoever. I just felt like if I could do it, anybody could do it. I guess the only thing I can say is, I guess, my mom didn't tell me what I had and what I could and couldn't do. I was encouraged on all fronts to do whatever I wanted to do, whatever I set my mind to. I guess it was too much. Went from doing that back to, you know, rolling around free, back to having constraints. Feeling like they're owed something. And believe me, believe me, I I agreed. I agreed. I certainly did. A lot of times people gotta be careful what you agree to. If you do not know the intent, it can compromise your principles. And if you do not know someone's full story, you can't and you won't have the right answer. You can't you can't have the right answer because you don't know for sure. You don't know. You can study, but in this world, don't we want proof? Wouldn't an imagination be proof? How about things you enjoyed as a kid? Would that not be proof? I mean, honest good stuff, you know. Not like no BB gun, cap guns, or anything. I had all those too. They were fun. It was fun, and I always wanted a bigger and better one. I always did. I mean, if you've seen the ones I used to draw as a kid, big stupid guns, stupid big guns, and I used to think it was cool. I don't anymore. I didn't for a while. But still, you know, I was still at a point where I was I was agreeing with everybody, with everything, trying to make a lot of changes and trying to. I don't know. I guess chase the smiles, chasing the compliment. That a boy. I I used to want to say the world was sick, but I couldn't because I would be sick. You know, imagination could be a powerful thing, a dangerous thing. It can affect ambitions. It can affect goals and how you're willing to get that goal completed. For some, at any and all costs. I was definitely that way. We get back to waking up on the couch. I veered off. Tangent. I have, I have that bad. Speaking tangents. Speaking to myself. Speaking to y'all. Speaking back at me. Communication. Or I wake up on my grandma's couch inside the forbidden room. Not supposed to be in there all the time and stuff. Alright. Um, I walk to a window. I'm like, goodness, it's bright outside. Open open it up and I see fire, you know, outside the house. I'm looking at people in my house, family members just panicking. And I just try to save them, you know, busting through the floors, all kinds of stuff, just trying to save them. And it would always be so weird because at some point it would be like, okay, you done got to this point. No, we don't need your help no more. You know, like, whoa, what? I've been trained in this. I know what we need to do. I'm not trying to, you know, search glory for being a leader or something. It's just that, we got to finish getting out this house. So, as far as the different iterations of it, uh, like, like, uh, some of my first ones, because it kind of ended. I was like looking for my brother. I was like, "Where's my brother? Where's my brother?" At? He wasn't down there when I was trying to pull everybody, away, and I couldn't find him, and nobody else knew where he was at. So I was making my way up top, but I died in the train. You know, so a little further past that, think of it like a video game. Start off from the save point. As far as my explaining this, this is all a dream. All right, continuing on with the dream story of. So, Stelly, kind of find my brother. Then bust a bust through a wall, and I see a demon's eye staring directly at me. Mind you, for me to give a little brief backstory, after those 2-3 years of barrage of nightmares and stuff, I went from being okay with them to getting annoyed with them. And then I stopped. Just repetition. It was just repeating over and over. I just turned on all the lights. Nobody knows what I did. Just I'm not scared of the dark or anything. It's so gloomy in here. I'm used to it being totally dark. I used to be comfortable with it. I used to okay it. But that was just while I was a kid. No rules. Encouraged to do whatever you want. Whatever you put your mind to. I enjoy that quite often. All right, but so those dreams I had stopped them, got tired of them, and then I just after having that other one where look for my brother and different versions and stuff for the same nightmare because it was a recurring nightmare too. It was almost like I say it went from like quarterly annually, quarterly, quarterly to annually. Not that I couldn't pronounce the word, I just meshed them both together at that moment. I'm slow like that. I always try to talk fast and think fast, but I'm only moving at this pace, the pace of me. Even when it wasn't the pace of me, you know, what I thought was my pace, what I thought I wanted. Movies like New Jack City, Harlem Nights. When I was really young, because some of the people could be a bit racist or say have some little snide remarks and be like, "Oh, that's what that meant," later on. But it was just I thought it was what I wanted. Everything was well placed together. Mathematical genius level. Gotta give credit where credit is due. To the T. And this is one of them for me. So it's another dream. So I say it was about mm, yeah. Yeah. I think I was about 11, perhaps even, or at least I definitely remembered the dream, and then I remembered that I remembered the dream from way back when, that I had the dream once before. So other ones like
quarter annually dream to annually dream, and recurring nightmares and stuff just happening over and over and over and over and over like clockwork, just over time. I would feel satisfied in my dream. I always felt like I got something out of it. It was a lesson learned, even if I didn't learn that lesson at that moment. So a lesson learned, or a lesson to be learned, truly. I remember being in pain when I heard someone say they don't dream. I was like, what? I'm like, I have nightmares. I still can't imagine not having my dreams. You know what I'm saying? What? You go to sleep and nothing? That sounds scary. From the guy. From the guy who had nightmares every day, constantly, 2, 3 years straight, 3 to 9 different nightmares a night. That was when somebody said they couldn't dream. I was infinite nothing. You just close your eyes and that's it. I felt like maybe there was something to saying your nightly prayers before you go to bed. I didn't know who I was praying for. I just knew I was praying. I seen cartoons and narrations and depictions in the churches and God and everything. And believe me, is I mean, well, at some point, I was discredited. Same thing. I denied. I denied myself for one, and I denied other things far beyond myself. And I had denied others too, intentionally, unintentionally. What I say, what I do, ramifications beyond ramifications. I learned that from those nightmares. Repeat the same thing over and over, like a reset or something. It's kind of weird. Okay. I ain't, I ain't, it just looked kind of like my hair kind of digitized away or something. I don't know. That shit looked kind of weird. Mm, like it was CGI. Let me not spoil. I feel like it's one of the endings. Let me continue on with the story. Get off that subject. It's a bit of a dark one. But so trying to save everybody in the family. You know, when I peep outside, that's where I see the fire. Blazing around the house and everything. United Nations trucks and all kinds of different other trucks all up in here, and it's just like World War III starts right here. And there's some people who are feel I don't know.
I feel like everybody's waiting for something to happen, to be shown, to see a out of bodily experience of father killing son, killing father. Geniusly constructed, orchestrated, planned. Is it destiny? Would it be destiny if it's more Hollywood than Hollywood? Hmm. Would I be, yeah, like a split decision? If I do this, if I do that, what's next? So I mean, and I'm just saying, well, from speaking about, my dreams, constantly recurring nightmares all the time and stuff, and eventually you're gonna start doing something different in those nightmares because you want to change the outcome. Chasing smells, chasing credit, validation, money. There used to be ancient civilizations, spoke about red, that people had sticks and stones and used it for currency. Could you imagine killing for sticks and stones? So, other, so within those nightmares, I don't punch the hole through the wall, and I see a demon's eye looking at me, and I'm looking at the demon directly in the eye, and I wake up, boom, boom. Then other versions where uh, I put my hand through the wall, choke the demon, or a demon choke me. Different iterations. And versions where the demon on the other side of the wall was me.
and my brother. I was in a very, very dark place, really lonely. I called that demon my friend. I even drew him. I don't have a drawing of that one. That's that's like a really old one, but I'm bad with this. First time. Don't steal my artwork. I got my signature down here. Oh, all right, put it. All right, don't worry about that one. No copyright infringement. All right. Yeah. So I befriended that demon when I always see myself, and that's just kind of how it started turning out to be. I started seeing myself in everybody, everybody that was doing this, cutting up, acting out, cursing. I used to do it too. It, it was fun. It was kind of liberating as a child, you know? How much you willing to pay? Put some money in the swear jar to swear. Hmm? When I was a kid, and the swear started at a quarter, $2 worth, and and screaming them out. So liberating. Hmm? Exciting. I did not realize the kind of damage I was doing to myself. And I thought about it. I was like, I can do it, I cannot do it. But, because at first I'm like, why would I pay to curse? You know what I'm saying? Why would I pay money to curse? Crazy stuff. Symbols everywhere. Gotta be careful what you agree to. If you not know their intent, or even your own intent, you can compromise your principles. What you initially want to stand up for when you were that child, dreaming of the adult you were gonna be. I guess around my era, I don't hear too many kids in this point speaking like that. If I ain't been raised in some damn bunker or some shit, you know, like that some they going time around type bullshit. I don't feel like a clone. I felt that with each iteration of those dreams that I had, that what if the rules like other people say, you die in your dreams, die, die in a video game, you die. Well, not video games, but I watch a lot of anime, so Sword Art Online, stuff like that. So it's a pretty good one, first season. Everybody's getting ready to go start on this beta game, and suddenly your mind is literally trapped for at least a year. You know what I'm saying? That was a good thing on their part. All right. I got people asking me lately. I've been running to a lot of people I knew. They just asked me, "Hey Shannon, you still drawing? Still drawing?" And I I had to start back picking it up again yesterday because I was always too distracted with the world. It's just you know weird vibes. Trying to get a divorce. I already spoke about one of the DNA tests, and things just seem to just turn up. Back to that dream. Different iterations of my deaths. I feel like they were different me's pulled from a universe. Different universes. Every time I die, come back. Substitute with a different version, another version, another version, another version. And it's like as soon as I come back, I get like a download of all their memories and stuff like that. And I'm like, goodness gracious, no, 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 no. These dreams seem stupid. you know, you know what I'm saying? I've already started outgrowing the nightmares. And I still was having nightmares. For what? It, prophetic dream? Let me know if I'm doing something wrong. I know I was definitely doing wrong, and I know I've done wrong. And believe me, I was a person who spoke about karma and all kinds of things, but I still denied. I mean, I spoke about karma like, yeah, yeah, I always spoke about karma. I mean, for a while, I didn't speak about karma because nobody wanted to hear that shit. It was played out on movies and stuff like that. Karma, karma. Yeah. So I just stopped talking. Usually, it was always a quiet person, stuck to myself, my own best friend, me, myself, and God. I used to pray every night. It was almost like I could hear him, hear his voice in my head when I was younger. But as I gotten older, looking at some of those uh, scripture quotes and inspirations, it's you just hear the AI voice. And I'm like, I was like, is this what I was mistaken for my adult voice? uh, dreams and from way back when, meeting, trying to meet me, trying to meet me trying to come to terms with everything that's happening. Me looking at everything that is happening and trying to figure out how and why, when. I couldn't answer all the when. Only 30 something years old. 36 to be precise this year. But in some iterations, uh, hold on. All right, let me get back to the other dreams. All right, so meeting a demon, me seeing myself in a demon and stuff like that. I started, kind of walking around and viewing everybody in that sense. Everybody got a demon in them. I'm not gonna try to agitate your demon. Not intentionally. I just thought I had another friend, another one to add. Then I started picking up people's personal demons, more friends to add. I'm holding off on what I'm about to say what's supposed to be happening for what I think tonight's supposed to be going down for. I am not suicidal. All right. Believe you me, I was an asshole towards suicide as well. Believe me, that was a very dick move. People who would say that they feel suicidal, and I'd be like, I don't want to hear it. I, what can I do about it? If you gave up, what can I do for you? What the hell am I gonna do? I'm a kid. First time thinking about this, like I'm a kid. I can't raise you and me. By the way, well, I guess I'm gonna see if I have kids. Supposedly two, maybe one, maybe none. To be determined. Hmm? Um, so dreams, stuff like that, befriending, all kinds of stuff like that. Talking with so many people, it was just so surreal how everything felt like everything was just intentionally constructed, put in place for that reason. Just, mm, I mean, it was like I just forgot the words. Oh well.
Just know it was well put together. Took a lot of effort, a lot of money building these buildings, building these buildings out here, advertisements, stuff like that. Money, money. Everybody was exchanging, huh? I still don't care too much about it. I mean, other than what it was valued for to a point. At one point, smiles, congratulations. Hey, you made some money. Mm-hmm. Hey, go buy me this. I wouldn't mind buying somebody that. And I wouldn't expect it back. I wouldn't have. I just do it. I maybe offer more. To me, you doing me a favor. Your time. Hmm? You can be working a job, you can be doing whatever you decide to hang out with. I was lonely as hell as a kid, but I made myself even more lonelier as a kid. As I was in that dark, I just went darker and darker, darker, until the point where my rationalities began to get compromised under thought of freedom. I could do whatever I wanted to. I'm gonna flip off this really tall tree. I'm gonna flip off this roof. I used to do a lot of backflips. Love acrobatics. It's fun. Just doing whatever. I had hurt myself jumping, doing backflip off a tree, off a roof too. Did a backflip off my grandma's roof and landing in her stick of rose bushes. That's a double backflip though in the bushes. The funny thing is, when it comes to childhood memories like that, my family's favorite childhood memory of me is, and they got a picture of it too, is me eating a biscuit out of a trash can. Even I laughed about it. You know what I'm saying? I laughed about it. I was in a dark headspace, even willing to laugh at myself. Laugh at myself, knowing I'm laughing at myself. I ain't think about it though. Damn, that's sad. This kid over here eating food out of a trash can. Let me go take a picture. I grew up to this. I experienced different, various versions of life where I'm cool with it and where I'm not cool with it. I mean, not too many where I'm cool with it, but just chasing smiles. uh, everybody's waiting, aren't they? And I'm not calling for no miracle to happen. Not like I don't believe in miracles. Children can be born, plants can grow, people can breathe. How? Why? Hmm? Things I used to question as a kid. I'm not suicidal. I just got a lot. I just grew up in a very, very fortuitous place to where I was raised around so much that I had a chance to explore enough to make my choice. A lot of things. It was so weird. I'm not even gonna speak about memory on somebody. I said I was gonna not speak on somebody specifically. It's just one time a fight happened in my neighborhood. And I was asked why I didn't jump in on that fight, and I said, you know, I wasn't trying to brag, but I was like, I, I wasn't getting no help at school. You see me brawling with the same people he is. I ain't getting no help. In fact, there was more. You know what I'm saying? There was more, and I wasn't even gonna point them out to make someone feel obligated to fight my fight. Obviously, I must have done something wrong. It's up to me to understand what's happening, and I don't mean understand because I'm into the law. I like to study. I like to study now. I mean a lot of things. Made it in over my head. Mm, but adaptation. I just had to start with something. I had to say something. Adaptation. That's what happened. That's what I started doing. I started adapting to all the negative things around me, and I coated myself in that armor. I wore it, not proudly, but I wore it enough to where people was like, "He's a shady character. I don't like him. I don't know him. I don't like him. I don't know." Hmm. I was that same way too. So still trying to make friends. That's what I was trying to do. I'm still trying to make friends. Still trying to get it. Still trying to make it happen. Still trying to make it work. But you like dollars, like toys, like to go to the swimming pool. You know, things you do as a kid. You know, I got action figures that I would play with my son even to this day. Broad daylight in the park, me and him with the action figures playing, enjoying my time with him whenever I can. But so you know, me being perplexed, I'm still having nightmares after after being done with having nightmares. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Confused, blah blah blah. You know, it's like this is that why. You know, this is one of those ones because. But those dreams had always turned out weird. I mean, like now I had other dreams that would I wouldn't say as reoccurring, but they were connected. Other people share those same dreams. You know, talking with a few people, see how they stuff correlate. Like you never know. I was probably the crackhead in your dream. I did not smoke crack. Never have and never will intentionally. You know, you can get got. I got got. I think you know. I don't know if it was with crack, but I had at least one. So you know that was like that was like years ago, like probably 15, 20 years ago, something like that. Shit. It was so I was confused. You know, I'm having nightmares even after I'm done having nightmares because I told myself I was done with the nightmares, and I kind of put a stop to them. So I thought, you know, and certain ones just kind of came around more annually. Like died, not to make my way back to Louisiana. You know, uh, Shannon Pratt, born and raised West Monroe, Louisiana, Louisiana in general. Been around quite a few places, but got to a point where I was in Marine Corps, and I started, you know, just being on my own, figuring out who I am in a place amongst what was supposed to be in wars, you know, seemed more like a gang. And I'm not discrediting anybody that got harmed. I'm just saying it just felt like somebody was making money behind the curtain. Somebody was making money behind that motherfucker. All right. Let me go more to a personal level. Skip on the dreams before I get to the motherfucking end of what I suppose is one of the ends. Because, like I said, I've died multiple times in those dreams. And in most of those different dreams, I feel like there are different versions of a universe that's pulling me together with that same recollection of remembering and what they done, how they went about it, how it turned out, what was the end result beyond myself and beyond my death. You know, why would I constantly have the dream where it almost always ends the same way? I mean, yeah, death is death, but it's like you die with the same people surrounding you. You die with almost the same outcome taking place, almost verbatim, almost constructed, almost like a damn movie, like a suspense movie. You know, the build up, blah 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 blah. Within that point of recollection of memories and stuff like that, seeming to give me foresight and stuff and things all denied and everything. I denied every single bit of it. I denied everything. Not for my benefit, but for everyone's benefit. So I thought. I'm a work in progress. I would by no means ever claim to be perfect. None of that. None of that at all. I'm about to step outside and smoke me a cigarette. I guess at viewer's discretion device. I'm not put it for you. Guess this would be a point where it's, I would say, if anything, I would say that all wrong in my life has been what's been helping me get to see what is right. Ooh. All right, right here. Side.
mess around and
Alright. Well, yes, I don't plan to be perfect. But I think it's just because perfection is what made me like this. So much pain and suffering that you can dish out that you don't know the levels of because you don't know what the other person's thinking. You don't know what they've been through. All you know is what they tell you. What they tell you. Just gonna see all in this place. How you doing, sir? I might book intimidate, but like I said, I know how to say it. What this gonna do? Avoid that. Just look. They got kids over there. How you doing? Life just seems like a giant play. Everybody's been doing their part up until now. But things all erratic. That's the movement. I remember the Marine Corps. Me and my homeboy Brandon Burrow. He was in Dubai, and it wasn't like no vacation stuff. It was just, I was on deployment, and on that deployment, I was on punishment for most of the time anyway. But we went over there, and we was just joking on the boat because we used to call him Matt Damon. You say like mad, dang, man, some weird stuff like that. But so he told me, he's like, Dave Chappelle looking motherfucker. I was like, you know what? Let me get your hat. You get my hat. And we walk around, looking like these people. See what's up. See everybody's gonna say anything. A couple of looks, but not as far as I can tell. Nothing much, nothing major. It was funny, an inside joke. But how deceitful to be playing a game like that. Like, what if it would have been like a true incident? Massive money thrown my way. Hey, I want to go do a comedy show, and all of a sudden we do a comedy show for nothing. Mm-hmm. It's someone else's name. Mm. You'd be right. So many things. It's just harmful. Chasing smiles. People start liking it. Put some rainwater down my water. But just always see. Hmm. Different ones. Different random dreams.